Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rohit, my host on Click Digest, and this is the Samsung Galaxy M21. As you can notice that I am not shooting this video in my office. This is my home and I am in this lockdown, and I'm sure you're watching this right now. You are probably also in lockdown. Well, anyway, let's not that affect the work. The show must go on, and this is the 6128GB variant. And when I say the work must go on, I mean that stay at home and do whatever you can do from your home. Maintain the social isolation. The Samsung Galaxy M21 has been launched just after the M31, and this one has been launched at a price of around 13,000 rupees and 15,000 rupees. There are two variants, 464 and 6128, and this one is the 6128 with the Raven Black as they call it. And in this video I'm gonna quickly unbox this, set it up, give you my first impressions and tell you how I find this phone and whether you should buy this phone or not, whether it is worth spending your 13 or 15,000 rupees. So first thing in the box is this small box itself. There's no back cover here, and here you have a SIM card removal tool. Let's keep this to the side, and here we have the phone itself in black color. Let me remove this plastic. Please pardon the noises. There would be some noises in the background because this is not my studio setup. And here we have the glossy black plasticky Samsung Galaxy M21, and it comes with a triple camera setup at the back. As you can see, it comes with a 48 megapixel primary sensor with an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and there is a 5 megapixel depth sensor, which is the third camera. There's no macro lens, which is the 5 megapixel that is provided on the M31. And on the right hand side you have the power wake up key followed by the volume rocker just above it, and on the bottom you have the charging port, 3.5mm audio port, primary mic and the speaker grill. So there are 4 ports at the bottom. And on this side is the SIM card tray, which comes with a triple slot. Let me just confirm that. So yes, it is a triple slot. Most brands have got this problem sorted. Earlier they used to come with the hybrid slots, and it is no more there. On top there is secondary mic hole for noise cancellation, and on the front is the 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display, the same as you get on the Samsung Galaxy M31 as well. The size also the same, and you have the Infinity U display. So this is a notch sort of front-facing camera. Another difference from M31 is that this one gets a 20 megapixel camera at the front instead of the 32 that you get on the M31. This one also gets a huge 6000 mAh battery, and also in the box you get a 15-watt adaptive fast charger. As you can see, it says adaptive fast charger here, and the voltage ratings, as you can see, the output is 9 volt 1.67 ampere, which is 15 watt. And also in the box is a black color type A to type C USB cable. There's no earphones in the box, so make a note of that. And this is how the phone looks. Let me quickly set this up, get back and show you the camera test and some samples. And here we are after a quick setup, and this is how the screen looks. This is a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display, and it looks simply brilliant. There are very few phones in this price category which have this good Super AMOLED display, and it gives you really good popping colors. You can go to display setting and mess with it a bit. You can also change the screen mode, which is right now set to vivid, which I like. If you turn it to natural, it is slightly less overwhelming, but the colors really pop out in the vivid mode. Now, before I tell you about anything else, let's jump to the camera and give you a quick camera overview. And here you can see you have the live focus mode, you have the photo mode, video mode, and there are more modes here which include Pro, Panorama, Food, Night, etc. The Pro mode gives you a control over ISO, white balance and exposure, but not on focus, which is a sad thing because many Samsung phones still don't allow that in the manual mode. If you go to the wide mode in photo, you can see that the depth of the field of view changes drastically. It moves from the 48 megapixel primary camera to the 8 megapixel ultra wide. So let me show you some samples that I have taken. Now for a comparison, this is a normal picture that I have taken, and the dynamic range just looks excellent. This is an outdoor shot, and as you can see, and when I turned it to ultra wide, this is what I get in the same shot. You can see the difference here. ultra wide definitely captures a lot more in the field of view, especially in the outdoors when the lighting is sufficient. And this is a normal shot taken with the auto mode, and you can see the depth of field effect. The building at the back is very nicely blurred out. There is good color exposure and dynamic range, so it is taking great shots when it comes to taking pictures in the day mode. And this is a normal selfie, as you can see, and this is an ultra wide selfie. So there are two modes in the selfie camera itself, so I don't know whether they are using cropping or how they are doing it, but this is a normal selfie mode, and you hit here, you get to the wide selfie mode. So there are two different selfie modes, and there is HDR on the front facing camera as well. The selfies are also coming out to be pretty nice and detailed, as you can see. This seems to be some sort of beauty mode happening, because my face is not so clean as it is looking on this phone. So the cameras are doing a great job. It uses the same Exynos chipset that is used on the M31, so there is no performance issue here. There is 6 GB of RAM on the higher variant and 4 GB on the lower variant. So the phone performs well as well. There are some knickknacks and some things which are not so great about this phone. It's a fingerprint magnet, as you can see. I just used it for 5 minutes and it already has so many smudges on the back, and it is plastic, so it does not look so premium as you would find on some of the phones in the price segment, which are made of Gorilla Glass on the front as well as back. This is plastic at the back. Well, it gives it more resilience. When it drops, it does not break so easily. There's also a physical fingerprint scanner, which is a plus. And this phone looks pretty good, comes with a beautiful display, and has a wonderfully large 6000 mAh battery with with a fast charger in the box. But there are no protective cases etc in the box, and there are no extra accessories. It's a good deal if you're looking for a branded phone in the price segment. And you can also look at the Samsung Galaxy M31, which is also slightly expensive. If you are going for the higher variant, I would suggest you go for the M31, which is just 1000 rupees more expensive than this one for the top variant at 16,000, and this one comes at 15,000 for the top variant. So go for the M31, spend that 1000 rupees extra. I'll leave the link to both the phones in the description section. You can buy them for the best buy price with the best bank offers and deals in the description section. I really like this one, but again, having said that, this is not the most premium looking phone in this price segment. You can definitely get some other phones from other brands, but in absolute terms, this is a great buy if you're looking for a Samsung phone. So it is a thumbs up from us. Best buy links in the description section. Go ahead and get one for yourself if you're looking for a Samsung branded smartphone with a beautiful display and a very sensible price. The Samsung Galaxy M21 makes the cut. This is all we have on this video. Do let us know your opinions in the description section, in the comment section below the description of the video, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching this video. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.